Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Twin States News. I'm Nicole Menner. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are off to a 3-0 start to the year and will open up SEC play this weekend when they face Kentucky. But the Bulldogs will be without their veteran defensive back when they head to Lexington. The injuries start in the backfield with Kylan Hill, who's considered day-to-day with a lower body injury, but the same can't be said about Jamal Peters, who was injured on this play Saturday. Coach Moorhead listed him as week-to-week and spoke about the young guys in the secondary who stepped up in Peters' absence and what they'll have to do this weekend.
That's a guy who's extremely important.
They did a good job. Coach Buck does a good job, during the course of the week, getting those guys work at field and boundary corner. And they did a good job of run support too. So I think it's not just the guys that had to replace, Jamal because of the injury, but because, it was one of the games we had earmarked to get a bunch of the young guys in. I thought because of the nature of the game and the score, it was good to see those young corners get in and a bunch of guys across the board get in and get some playing time.
And a big injury also given to Ole Miss when they took on Bama Saturday. Defensive back Montrell Custis officially out for the season after tearing his ACL. This comes after cornerback Jaylon Jones tore his ACL week 1. So tough news for the Ole Miss defense. Here is what Coach Matt Luke and defensive coordinator Wesley McGriff had to say on Custis being out.
So Montrell Custis tore his ACL, and so that he's going to have surgery Thursday. So that will he won't be back. So that's a tough blow to the secondary. But Vernon Dasher will have to step in there, and Cam Morway as well, and they will.
Well, it's really critical now that you've lost some really good veteran players, especially on the back end, because those guys make a mistake, the ball usually enters the end zone, and so it's critical now. One that our leadership as coaches step up.
All right, and some positive news. In his first game at Davis-Wade Stadium since his injury in 2017, MSU's Nick Fitzgerald was one of 8 quarterbacks named the Manning Award Star of the Week thanks to his performance against Louisiana. Fitzgerald accounted for 6 touchdowns, one shy of the SEC record, to go along with 250 yards of total offense in the win.
And his feet were a lot more quiet in this game, and falls in line with the thought process of him knocking some of the rust off and just getting back again. And you could say that the injury is not a factor, but if anyone, obviously everyone's seen it, something of that nature for a guy to come back from that and feel comfortable standing in there against a rush when really you're defenseless. He's I think he's going to continue to get better and better in every week.
A sloppy Sunday in New Orleans resulted in a win for the Saints over the Browns. Cleveland held them to just 3 points until the fourth quarter, and if it weren't for the Browns' 4 missed kicks, the Saints would be sitting at 0-2 to start off this season. But despite the messy game, the team is echoing that a win is a win.
We've created a winning culture. So with a game like last week where we come in wanting to win and we lose, we were hungry for a win. We couldn't wait for this game. So, no matter how it looked, it's a W. We feel good, it is what it is. Whatever it looked like, it is what it is. We won.
You can't undervalue the value of winning. At the end of the day, it's hard to win in this league, no matter who you play. They played a really good team last week that they tied with. This was a good defense. Both organizations, we know each other, and it was a battle, and we won. So at the end of the day, we'll correct our mistakes and get better.
And in some basketball news for you, the New Orleans Pelicans and guard Jarrett Jack have agreed to a 1-year veteran minimum contract. Jack, who will be 35 at the beginning of the season, has averaged 11 points per game through his 13-year career. Jack spent last season with New York, averaging 7.5 points, 5.5 assists, and 56 starts with the Knicks. It'll be Jack's 4th go-around with New Orleans. He averaged a career-best 15.5 points while spending the 2011-2012 season over in NOLA. Camp for the Pels opens next week. Basketball season, of course, will be here before we know it.
Yeah, that's fun. Oh, love basketball season. I love it almost as much as football season.
Almost as much as football season. We're going to be so busy watching.
I know.
It's going to be a game to watch every night.
Listen, we have plans. Plans with our TV, watching
a lot
sports.
Of sitting on the couch.
Yeah.